Hello there, I'm Artistic Gamma 7 and I'm back with some more Sims 4, but this time it's something a little bit differently. As you know, I'm in like Create a Sim here, which is definitely not where I normally start, but I'm gonna actually start doing another challenge. I'm still gonna be doing the 100 Baby Challenge and the Townie Life, and there may even be a fourth challenge that I might do. I sort of wanna, like, I love playing Sims and stuff like that, and I like trying to do new stuff in Sims. So I'm going to try these challenges, and I figured like might as well record them, and because I think it would be just interesting and stuff like that. And besides, like, think spacing out like a certain series a little bit more. And I also eventually want to try to get to the point to where I have 2 videos up a day, or at least most of the days in the week. And so like I could do like one challenge on one day, a different challenge on a different day, so on and so forth. So, but anyway, with that being said, the new challenge that I'm going to be starting today is the 4 Immortal Sisters challenge. So basically you have 4 sisters based on the 4 elements, and they all have their each individual roles and things that they can do and cannot do within the household. So I'm going to be showing you the Sims that I have, and also showing the houses that I made for them. It's on one lot, but I sort of gave them their own individual buildings. So I'm going to show you those, and there will probably be the episode 1, and then episode 2 is where I'll start doing a little bit more things here and there. But here is this is Aqua L, as I'm calling their last name is L, almost like the shortened took off element is basically what I did there. But this is Aqua. She is the water sister. Now the water sister is basically like the caregiver and the cook and the repair person. Like if something breaks, she's the one who repairs it. She takes care of any of the kids. She cleans, she cooks. And that is basically her. She is, let me see here. I have my notes written down so to make sure that I do say everything right and that I remember things. She's allowed to have the cooking skill, the handiness skill, and the baking skill. Now, a lot of the challenges that when I went looking through to figure out, like, because I was just interested in challenges, I seen one YouTuber that I watched playing a challenge that I sort of had heard of, but never really looked into or anything, and I thought that challenge seems interesting, so I started looking at other challenges, and I came across this one. And there's a few that I want to try, but I'm not going to start, like, a bunch all at once. So it's probably only going to be, like, a few here and there. But anyway, most of them, when they were made, was basically like right when The Sims came out, and some people came back and updated theirs and added things as the Sims game updated and more expansion packs came out. But for the most part, I noticed most of them only were updated past the point of go to work, and some of them had get together. Some. But for the most part, most of them were not updated past go to work. So any of the, like, stuff packs or expansion packs, or, I forget what the other one's technically called. It's not a full-on expansion, but it's a little bit more than a stuff. It's with the vampire one. So, like, the vampire is the, city living and, glamour and those type of things. Like, those packs have never been really introduced or thought of in the process of these, so I did do few changes, or like there's some things that I have in mind that I'll probably mention or do as I go through this. But one of them comes to the skills, and I'm gonna allow her to have like the wellness skill and stuff like that, because when I think of water, I think of a lot of times it's in spas or things like that, like calming and tranquil and things like that. And the wellness skill is like the yoga mat and that type of stuff. And like also if her sisters get stressed, maybe she can help them out. So that's sort of what she is. But she has to have the aspiration of food master chef. She has to have the perfectionist, neat, and family oriented traits. Right here they are. So that's what she has to have. As for clothing wise, you can do whatever. This is how mine looks. And Here's her formal wear. Now, when it comes to the formal wear, you'll notice that I have all 4 sisters in the same dress. The color just changes depending. I also all have them wearing this necklace, almost as like something that unites them and keeps them together, something like a unity item, basically, that they all wear. And then this is her athletic sleepwear, party wear, which doubtfully she's gonna really have to worry about parties unless they're physically at her lot. And then swimwear. And with that being said about the whole lot thing, I forgot to mention that only 2 of the sisters have reasons to be able to leave the lot, and even one of them is very limited. The water sister is one of them that is not allowed to leave the lot. So she cannot leave. But now they did add back later that if you needed or wanted to, you can have at least 2 of the sisters have like an actual job that they leave and go to. If I haven't decided still which 2 sisters might get it, and if I do it at all. I may try at least at first to only do it off of like earning the money, like from doing things in the lot itself. But I don't know if I was to do it, I don't know which 2 sisters I would have leave, like be the ones that work just yet. I have sort of an idea, but I'm not 100% sure, so there's that. But, so unless if I do choose her to have a job, then she can leave the lot for that reason, but otherwise, she's stuck there. Then we have Tara, which is the Earth sister, basically. So let me turn the page, because she's on the other page. She is like, she's like the gardener, also she's a very fit one, she's the active one, so she like plants to eat and sell and things like that. She can also go fishing. She is the sister that can leave the lot with quite a bit of restrictions. She can only leave the lot to actually go fishing. So that is her thing. So basically she'll be the one who uses plants as money and food for the water sister to use in their meals and things like that. Her aspirations either have to be athletic, the bodybuilder, nature angler ace, or nature freelance botanist. I did the freelance botanist in my case. And then she has to have love outdoors, active, and self-assured traits. And let's see. Her allowed skills are gardening, fishing, fitness, and I did add on to mine herbalism. I think for the most part you have to go to the outdoor retreat, like vacation thing, to actually really do that one. But just in case somehow you actually can do it a little bit without leaving your lot, I did give it to her because that one deals with plants in a way, so I figured she would be the one that would deserve to have that one, since it wasn't mentioned. Because there's some traits that were not mentioned that I figured might as well give them to someone. All these any challenges that I do, I am always going to do some modifications to, but to make it my own and sort of be able to actually have fun with it. So, but yeah, anyway, here's her outfit. As you can see, she walks around barefooted for the most part. I think for most of her other outfits, well, basically half and half, I think she actually wears shoes. But here is her formal, which they don't really have a green, which this almost is like a yellow with a little hint of green, but yellow still, yellow flowers. Works either way. This is her active, her sleepwear, her party, but again, unless they have parties at their house, chances are she's not one of them who's going to use this outfit very often. And then her swimwear. Next we have Era, and this is her. Ta-da, she is the Era sister. So the Era sister is like the one of knowledge. Like, she's smart, she does all this stuff, like all that, and learn and teach and basically help others when it comes to learning things and knowing things and stuff like that. She's the one that has the most skills that she is allowed to learn. So her skills can be logic, writing, instrumental, any of the instrumental skills, painting, rocket science, photography, and then I also added video games and programming because none of the sisters had those. And out of all of them, I figured she would be the best because she's gonna be the one who has like a computer or something handy to her. So I figured why not. And she also has like a lot of the skills that can be turned into making money from them, and programming is also one of those things that you can actually make money off of. So I was like, why not? Give it to her because. And also with the video game skill being stated, the fact that there is going to be a computer on the lot, and especially with the sisters who can leave, are probably going to be introduced to computers anywhere they go. Sometimes the Sims, a lot of times the Sims go and just play video games on their own, and even on their cell phones, they'll just start playing a video game. So that's one of the skills that it's hard to control to make the Sims not get it. So basically, like that one and like any of the speaking skills, as long as I don't physically purposely try to do it, it's gonna be fine. But of course, they might start getting that skill on their own. But oh well, nothing I really can do unless I turn free will off, and I don't want to turn free will off. So there's that. Anyway, she can have either the creativity as the best-selling offer or knowledge, nerd brain aspirations. I gave her the best-selling offer. She has to be a genius, bookworm, and a loner as her traits. And now onto her outfits. So this is her everyday. Here's her formal, athletic, maybe? Athletic, sleepwear. And again, she's one of them that probably will not use her party wear, but there's her party wear, and then her swimwear. And then the next and last sister, but definitely not the least sister in this case, is the fire sister, and this is Ember. So the fire sister probably has one of the biggest roles when it comes to actually getting to the point where you're considered complete of the challenge. And so the fire sister is the one sister who is actually allowed to leave the lot freely. She can go anytime, anywhere, for any reason. And she basically is the one that the main goal is to rid the town of the current Sims and replace them with your new Sims, which are the children of the fire sister. So she has to go out and find guys and have children, and then the children are supposed to take the place of the Sims that are gotten rid of. And she has to befriend the Sims in the town, bring them in, and get rid of them through the cow plants. So the cow plants is something that we have to go get, which is something we're definitely going to be working on in the next episode. And that's another thing that our sister actually has to do. She has to take care of those. But, so it's sort of a strange thing, the fact that you're basically getting rid of the whole entire town and replacing them. But that is what she does. She basically is almost, I don't know what word, almost like a siren in a way. But anyway, so, she has to have the outgoing, romantic, and hates children trait, which is probably a big reason why the water sister ends up taking care of them. But anyway, and she also is allowed to either have the love, serial romantic trait or the popularity friend of the world trait. I gave her the serial romantic in my case. She's allowed to have any of the social skills and mixology. I also gave her dancing, DJ, and singing, considering, like, with now the Sims, if you go out, a lot of the places you go out to are, like, the bars, the karaoke bars, the nightclubs, and things like that, and Sims tend to just go and do that on their own, and that's also a way of socializing and getting to know the other Sims anyway. So, that's why I decided to give her those. She does have, like, rules when it comes to, like, the children and stuff like that. She's only allowed to try for a baby every 24 hours, so if you try for it, and unlike in the 100 Baby Challenge, if you try for a baby, you can't try again until another 24 hours of Sims time, until, like, the next day, basically. So, hopefully it works on the first time. But, anyway, so these are my four Immortal sisters. The Immortal part comes from actually the cow plants themselves, but this is funny because, like, I've been playing Sims for a really long time. I honestly didn't know this. Whenever a cow plant eats a sim, it makes like some sort of, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it makes a special type of milk that if you drink it, it adds days onto your life, and that's where the immortal part comes from. But I've actually never had a cow plant in my Sims like 4 series, like in my Sims 4 game. I've had them in other Sims 4 games and things like that, but I've never had them in Sims 4, which is, it's been out a while, but like, I've wanted to try to go get one, but then I forget about it and I don't think about it, and it's not like something like I must have, except for in this series, I will must have it. So anyway, that's them, and I've actually already made them and moved them into their lot. This is just me going into plan outfit, so I'm gonna hit done here, and we're gonna go check out their houses real quick. So see you here in a second. Okay, so we're about to go look at the house. This down here that you see at the bottom is not their house, it's the neighbor across from them's house, actually. But, also, before I go any further, I realized I didn't state this. I actually made a new save file. So, the 100 Baby Challenge and the Townie Life series is on the other save file. This is a totally new save file, so none of the Sims from those two series are going to appear on here, but the biggest reason why I did that is because mainly because for this one, because you have to get rid of a whole entire town, and I've already got so many of the Sims that I like, and I specifically want, in every single town, and I don't know when a new expansion pack is going to come out that might add a new town, something a little bit bigger than what the vampires gave, also, because there was only like 5 lots on that one, something that had like multiple lots. I didn't want to wait until then, so I just went ahead and made a new save file, and I thought it was, this save file can have the rest of my challenges on it, and every once in a while I might put new challenges on the other one, but for the most part, I think the other one's just going to be a 100 Baby Challenge and the Townie Life, and this is sort of going to be like my challenges play file. But the rest of the town, I literally got houses off of the gallery, so if you happen to be watching and you see one of your houses on there, thank you so much, because if I put them in here, I love them, because I like only put the houses I like. But this is the only house in, this is Newcrest. So it was blank to begin with. This is the only house that I've made in Newcrest is theirs, because like I had special ideas and specifically wanted like the different buildings and things like that. So this is the lot if you zoom out. This is the big giant view. This is where the fire sister lives over here. The air sister, the earth sister, and the water sister. And this sort of looks a little bit weird because it's basically a random wall sitting here, but I wanted something to be classified as the front door that wasn't one of their doors. Because I think it was the Earth Sisters door that was being called the front door when I first loaded this up. So I did that, and actually it sort of doesn't look bad. It doesn't look weird at all. The game is spinning really weird. But anyway, this is sort of like the outside area. There's like little stuff all over the place. I don't remember her standing down here, but anyway, let me get this down here so that I don't randomly start flying. This is a random bathroom, I realized, as I was finishing the Fire Sister's house, which was the last house that I finished, that I didn't give a bathroom to the Air Sister's house. So that's her bathroom, basically. It's on the ground. But anyway, whatever, just leave she has one. But this is sort of just the ground floor. Spas over here. Um, the little eating area that they have outside that they can all be together. This is actually a pool I've yet to test. I'm pretty sure Sims can walk through flowers. I forgot to test it, and I forgot about it when I was making the house, and this is so close together that I'm hoping they can make it to where this little ladder is, so if they want to go swim, they can go swim. But since we're down here, we'll just go ahead and go to the Earth Sisters house. Hers is probably the simplest one out of all of them, other than all the flowers everywhere, literally everywhere. So this is where she'll eventually plant stuff and grow things and stuff like that. It's not where the cow plants are going to go. I specifically have them in a different location, well, where I want them in a different location, but this is like the normal plants, the plants that they'll eat and sell and things like that. Her bathroom is the only thing that's actually got an actual floor. The rest is grass. And Then there's an upstairs which has her little exercise equipment. She has a tent if she wants to actually sleep outside, technically. And just sort of a little outdoorsy area up here on top of her house. Then we have the water sister's house over this way. So her house is over top of the pool, which is over top of the water, because she's the water sister, so it makes sense. So, and then this is the bottom. She has a grill here too, because like she's the one that cooks. She's the only one that has a kitchen in her house. This is her woodworking station where she can do that and start working on her handiness skill. She does have a TV and stuff because she is going to be the one that has the children in the house, so they're going to need something to do. And then upstairs is where her bedroom is, 2 bathrooms attached to both bedrooms, and then where the kids will be sleeping. Hi, train! I've mentioned several times now that the train is just a part of my videos now. It is my friend. Hi. How you doing? But yeah, this would be where the babies and children will be staying. I don't know. I only have one toddler bed and one regular bed, so we'll see how that ends up working out. But it was sort of a tight space to fit everything in, but if I have to make modifications, I guess I will eventually. But for now, that's how it looks. We're gonna go back down. Whee! We're gonna fall in the water. Over here in this section is the air sister. Hers is literally on top of columns, because hers is up in the air, literally. So then you go to this first deck. She has a little bird feeder, so the birds are flying through the air. And then we go upstairs where the main part of her house is, so like her little computer. She has, this is like her main bookshelf area, but then there's also this over here, this over here. She has an organ, and all that stuff. And then she also has, her house is really hard and really complicated to have the camera look at it because it just wants to constantly fall and jump up and down. But then there's also like the little kids learning stations for them to learn and stuff like that, because it's almost like she's the one who's supposed to be teaching them. And she has like all of this the little stuff up here, so it's sort of, she has a little landscape almost view. And then lastly but not least, we'll have the Fire Sister's house, which is also the house, unlike the Air and Water Sisters. Shares is like the Earth. It's sitting on the ground, but she does have like a second story that's actually enclosed. And so she basically has like the bars, the TVs, the stereos. I put the hot tub out here because like the hot tub is an object that you can use in parties and like other different things, but it's also water, so I didn't necessarily want to put it in the Fire Sister's house, so it's close to the Water Sister, but also close to the Fire Sister. So yeah, there's that. Then she has one bathroom up down here and one upstairs, but this is her bedroom. Apparently the Water Sister came to talk to her. I don't know. And what are they doing? They're like leaning, sort of. Anyway, so this is the Fire Sister's bedroom, and she also has another bar up here on this balcony. And then back, oh, and that over there is a sauna. But this back here, behind the Fire Sister's house, is where I want to put the cow plants. Because in a way, it's almost sort of hidden and secluded because the house and the sauna and all that stuff. But also, the Fire Sister's the one who has to lure the people to the cow plants, so I figured even though the Earth Sister's the one who's going to be taking care of them, it'd be best to put them near the Fire Sister's house because she's the one that's going to want them to lure there. So if she's having people over or get-togethers, or she's wanting them to go and hopefully talk to the cow plant, they'll be close to it and they'll be like, ooh, let me go play with it. So that's why it's near her house. But she has like all these little fiery things, so I'm hoping, I think I did a pretty good job. I hope you like the way that they look and their houses, and that their houses fit their element pretty well. But I worked pretty hard on this. Took me a really long time to actually get set up for this challenge. Not only did I take a while making the 4 sisters because I get really detailed in the way that I want them, and I actually made the Fire Sister like twice. Because at first I was thinking about making her a vampire because the vampires can have like the little romantic trait or whatever, or like the allure or something, I don't remember what it is, like the exact name of it as of right now. But then I was like, wait, she's the one having the children. I don't want all the town to become now vampires because, like I said, I am going to have my other challenges on this series. So I'd made her as a vampire and then to change my mind, I was like, oh, now I gotta remake her. So did make her twice. Then I took forever, like forever, on their houses because like I kept making changes here and there, and I was just like, I want this, I want this, I want that. And then even when I moved them, I made a few little changes, like this little doorway here. So there's that. And then I also had to go and find every single one of these houses, though it's a lot faster finding them from the gallery than making them my own. But I went and found all these houses to use, and then go through and quickly randomize, make sims, and add to the house. I didn't get any of the sims from the gallery except for some of them where you can randomize from gallery. May have dropped from there, so I may have some of the gallery sims, so you may see your sim on here. I modified some of those just a little bit so they wasn't exactly. But you may see some of those there too, so it's been me a while setting up for this challenge, but I'm really excited for this challenge, and I hope you are too. I'm going to end this video here because it was sort of just a little showing off, letting you know what the challenge is about, seeing the sisters and their houses, where they live, and everything like that. So, if you're excited for this series, please hit that like button and subscribe to see the rest of it. And, what is that? Oh, that's the top of her house. Ha! I was like, what is going on there? And if you have any suggestions of changes that I could make or things that I should add for the sisters and things like that to their houses, you can leave those in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I will leave a link in the description for the series of the Townie Life, the 100 Baby Challenge, and eventually the 4 Immortal Sisters playlist will also be down there. My Twitter, as well as info for my Instagram and Snapchat, will be in the description below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.